How does the city at large gets involved in initiatives like this? I know that there'll be a lot of arts and design and architects come meeting which will hear about it, love to come experience what you've created. But from both Start and Asian Paints perspective, how does the outreach work from the city perspective? And how much of the city gets in? And do you have any qualitative and quantitative measure to see how much of that has affected the economy of the space you're in?
So I'll just start from somebody who's living on this road, down the road, never entered Sasundog, coming and saying, "Oh, I live here, but I never entered because there was nothing to do. We didn't know what to do, etc., etc." Now this festival becomes an opportunity for them to step in. The festival also becomes an opportunity for the Port Authority to also make sure that they do a proper cleanup. There has been a lot of the area has been complaining about the smell, this, that, whatnot. This has been upkeeping kind of pushing the game up as well. We're making sure that the cities are the docks more welcoming. So not just from somebody from around Sasundog, but somebody's coming from very far off areas of Mumbai, especially to visit. And all of these are activating a dead space within the city. Because before this, there was nothing happening here. And we coming in, doing an intervention has activated the space and obviously activated the economy around it as well.
So would it be more localized to the space, or from your perspective, we'll try to reach out to the entire city to come and visit?
No. So what we also feel is that if you go around, there's a latent energy which you see there, because the number of people who are now coming, and I'm told there are 2,000 to 3,000 people coming daily to that extent. It is only by word of mouth. We've not even gone on air in terms of announcing this to that extent, which also shows the hunger of people to kind of really absorb art to that extent. Okay, and absorb art in a more democratic manner rather than going into a museum and kind of be coined into four walls to kind of see what art means really to that extent. So I think what we see also is that this huge latent energy in terms of, and a lot of youngsters coming in there, and the profiles of people are amazing. You see people who are students, people who are possibly designers, people who are artists, people who are painters, and people who are retired to that extent. So I think it is really amazing to see the kind of profile of people who are kind of coming and embracing this and really enjoying it in a manner which kind of comes in. And as I said, it's not about this community here, it's about what the spread has happened today across Mumbai to that extent. And we've been hearing about from people in Vashi and Thane as well, in terms of saying Sasundog jana hai, kind of a zone. Okay, so that's what he said, that in terms of how it has invoked and made the place live, just shows that what is the potential we have in terms of really invoking such places and really converting them into something which is great.
Using creativity as a tool.
Yeah, using art as a tool. Correct. That's simply, yeah. And I think this is where also art expands the boundary. Because so far in all the art exhibitions, you see only the same gallery, same artist, same collector, same. So, and it's a very tiny little circle. And for us to extend the circle, this kind of initiatives is going to make people interact with art. And then it has an influence, and the influence also expands, and it all gets more positive vibes into the environment we live in.
Tell me, you've done this in Sasundog, you've done that in Lodi, you've done doing it in many other locations. How has the city or a location or a site informed the curatorial aspect of the initiative?
Yeah. So the curatorial theme of this is based on water. Water, and so one building is called the Intuitions and the other one is called Illusions, between the sea and city. So it's intuitions between the sea and city, illusions between the sea and city, but water as a base, because this dock is where the city, this is the platform basis on which the city has been built, because this is where the fishermen lived. And even today, they continue to live. So while we are talking about all these audiences, it's also the native inhabitants of the city are also witnessing the same thing as what we are witnessing. So it definitely responds back much stronger to where,
the site or the
to the
city or
site,
the cultural
yeah,
context
for
of
sure,
the
for
space.
sure.
And how does that fit in with the Asian Paints brand value? Your macro objective being that you want to promote art and design, and you want to take art and design. Association with art and design is a huge equity for the brand. Does the curatorial aspect informs your involvement?
Yeah, so it does because see, one of the whole larger objective of democratizing art, as I said, is kind of really also kind of invoking this whole thing of people getting experimental with colors and really kind of absorbing colors in a very strong manner, in a very creative manner in terms of what it does. And any thematic which kind of gets attached to it, whether it is a water, whether it is a local community nuance to that extent, kind of makes it kind of give a picture of more permanence to it to that extent, because it's not something which has come in and it will kind of go away just like this to that extent. It will stay in people's life for a longer period of time. And therefore what we see is that today as a brand, if we stand for Indian art, culture and craftsmanship in terms of what we can start bringing, it kind of to us as an Indian company gives a very strong platform in terms of what we can do by bringing color into people's lives to that extent. And an extension of that color is the whole area of art, culture, how it kind of really comes in very strongly. So I think it kind of links back very strongly of bringing joy to people's lives in a very strong manner.
And when did you decide the color silver? Did it evolve from the illusion or the water or the fact that we're on the water body?
So we do a very strong research which is around what's really happening in the socio-economic environment, how decor trends change according to it, and therefore what are the color trends. So in one of our stories which came out, it was very clear that the story was about Gothalicious, okay, and how there is a positive impact of the goth which is kind of coming, and one of the colors in those themes which was coming was silver to a very strong manner. And we felt that the color was like a color in flux. It was almost in continuum to that extent, which was kind of linking the past to the present to the future, and even to the physical and the virtual worlds in terms of what we speak of. And therefore we thought that it kind of blends here quite well, because when you look at the art house, you're bringing something of the past and bringing it to a future to that extent in terms of what we formed, which we saw here to that extent. So I think it kind of really blended very well from the point of view of the story of this Silver Escapade, kind of embracing the art house and how it kind of came out here.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much.